Hola amigos, hello my friends. I'm so happy to see you week after week. I'm so excited because we have a very special guest tonight for her. But before that, I always like to remind you to follow me at all of the social media pages, platforms, add my music to your playlists. And if you want to watch the previous interviews, you may find them. They are all at my YouTube channel. Why do I make these interviews? Well, the real reason is that I really wanted to expand my female-fronted universe. So why? So how do I do this? By getting the chance to talk to other singers. So I investigate, and well, very soon I'll become a female-fronted expert. You'll see what I'm talking about. How I met Aliki. She's our guest. Well, the truth is I discovered her thanks to a collaboration she did with Viv Takahashi last year, 2020. And actually, Viv was the one who nominated her to be here in my show. After that, well, I started following her. I loved her voice, all of her music. She's the amazing singer of 8 Lives Down. She's super talented, believe me. She's so unique. Let's welcome Aliki Katriou. Hello, how are you tonight?
I am alive.
That's important.
I
And
think so too.
well, I already said hi to you. This is unfair. But I am really, really honored to have the chance to talk to you. Right now you're in Croatia, right?
Yes.
Wow. It's like the internet is the best, right? I'm here,
Yeah.
northwest of Mexico. She's in Europe. So cool. Well, before you go to sleep, Aliki, I'd like to get to know you better. That's why I invited you. And it looks like somebody wants to say hi. Say hi to Salem.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I prepared a little game for you. You don't have to explain anything. It's one option or the other. Ready?
Yes.
Let's begin. Money or free time?
Free time.
Forest or beach?
Beach.
Coffee or tea?
Ugh. Coffee.
Ninjas or pirates?
Pirates.
To travel to the past or to the future?
I'm female, so future.
Reality show or YouTube tutorial?
YouTube tutorial.
And then comedy or horror?
Comedy.
Nice. Burgers or seafood?
Burgers.
Clean or growling vocals?
Oh. Oh, that hurts.
I won't judge.
Woo. Oh my god, that hurts. Clean.
Okay. Big or small party?
Small.
To listen to people's thoughts or animal thoughts?
People.
Invisibility or shape-shifting?
Ah. Invisibility.
Good. Super speed or time freezing?
Oh, time freezing.
Classical music or metal?
Metal. It
Call
hurts,
or
it hurts.
Yes, I know. Sorry. Call
Text.
or text?
Always.
Text. Okay. Yeah, high five. Boots or heels?
Boots.
To wash the dishes or to hand wash clothes?
Wash the dishes. Anyone who has hand washed clothes would never pick that.
To fly or to teleport?
Teleport.
Dogs or cats?
Cat.
To play any instrument or to speak any language?
Ooh. To play any instrument.
And dinosaurs or aliens?
Dinosaurs.
Yeah. Organize your room or organize your mind?
Organize your mind, always.
Of course. Yay! Ding, ding, ding. How do you feel? We finished this game.
I mean, I found out things about me. Apparently, I feel very strongly about dinosaurs, which I didn't know.
Well,
but I do.
we never know. This might be important in the future. Plus, I think you may speak their language, right? By now.
I would hope so, yes.
Oh. Well, in this interview, I wanted to learn more about you, and I'm going to ask you things about your band, but also as your teaching side, okay? So let's begin with your band. And what I like the most about your music is the energy, the rage you can hear. Yes. Yeah. I think it's perfect for the gym. Yeah. You need an extra boost of energy. This is the band. I would really love to collaborate with you someday, somehow.
Yeah.
Yes. And the name of this band, probably you heard at the beginning of the interview, is Eight Lives Down. I don't know if you came up with this name, but it sounds very, very powerful. There are many things about this, but you are half Greek, half Kiwi, and I was like, what is that? So I learned something new, that people from New Zealand are called Kiwis. So
yes.
You learn something every day. So is this 50-50? You're half Greek, half New Zealand. Nice. And you have a wonderful voice.
Thank you.
I said it. Super prepared also. That's something amazing. You started at the age 16. At age 16, you started preparing, taking your first lessons, I don't know. But ever since then, you haven't stopped. On your official website, because you may go and read about Aliki, they are playing with a keychain. So, my kittens. What I saw is that you were about to get 3 more certifications just now. Did you just got them and haven't updated the website? Or are you still in the process?
I got the second one. I'm in the process of getting the third one. It's going to take a whole year, probably.
Wow. And do you plan to continue getting more and more and more certifications? It's like, are they free?
Yeah, no, they are not
so
free.
Nice.
I wish
well,
they
congratulations.
were free.
Really,
Thank you.
This is not easy. I mean, 1, much less 3, but let's continue. Also, you're a renowned vocal coach. And also, I learned that you sing in bands like Desolate Plains, Tattered Pages, and 8 Lives Down, of course. Were you in other bands before that? I think you're really young.
Am I?
You look.
Appearances can be deceiving. I was in 2 bands in high school, 2 metal bands. Then I had to take a massive break. And then I mostly just collaborated with individuals on random projects and random songs. And then I finally got my band together.
Which is Eight Lives Down, right?
Yeah.
And did you sing the way you sing right now since your very first band? Or was it experimentation?
I mean, I'm always experimenting. I would say that's like the main sound of Eight Lives Down is what it sounds like when a human is experimenting.
That's it.
And it's just like all over the place. But I mean, we definitely did some growling, and we did do Arch Enemy covers in like my first band.
Nice
Yeah,
practice.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, like everyone at the beginning, but you really
Yeah.
mastered it. And well, you say that you finally gathered your band together. How did you meet these band members?
I met I met the drummer. I met our drummer Rodrigo through a separate project that we were both kind of collaboratively helping with. And then I was like, you come.
Yes.
And I was already living with our bassist, who was my sister's boyfriend, and they are now married. So he's now my brother-in-law. So I am now, in theory, through marriage, related to our bassist. Yay. And our guitarist I met through another project where I was singing for them, and then they just decided that they wanted to really, really go in like a 100% metalcore direction. And I was like, good idea, goodbye.
Yes, I read that you changed.
Yeah, and then
It happens.
yeah, and then I was just like, hey, are you interested? And he was like, yes.
Of course.
So ta-da!
Ta-da! Lucky for us. Now you are the way you are right now in this band. And well, Eight Lives Down just released Humans in 2020. How was it? How long did you record it? I know making an album is not an easy thing or a fast thing.
Yeah. For us, it was really, it was weird. The drums were recorded in 2-3 days, I think, at the studio. Both guitarists recorded at home, and I recorded my vocals in the studio over 2 days, I think, and most of it, like not everything, but most of it is just literally like, here's a microphone, one take. Okay, that was good. Do you want to redo anything? I'm like, yeah. Okay. It's like, it is what it is. That's kind of what we sound like live. And there was a massive agreement to have this slightly punk-based thrash approach. And that, no, it's not going to be like doubled vocals. No, it's not going to be loads of stuff, and it shouldn't be perfect. And if I randomly go like, oh, leave it in, please.
More
So,
authentic.
yeah.
Wow.
Yay.
It's a nice approach. And also, I think it's easier. Well, not that it is easy, but it is easier to achieve that sound live, right?
Yes.
You don't need to take extra backup singers, etc.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is the main thing that I always cared about. Like at every step of the way, whenever anyone had an idea or anything, it's always just, can we do that live?
Yes.
If the answer is yes, let's go for it. If the answer is no, it's like, eh. And then everyone's like, oh, we need a backing track. And it's like, no, someone else can do that.
If that's not what you prefer, of course.
Yeah.
So that's the way your band works. It's so nice. Also, talking about the way your band works, what comes first, lyrics or the music? I'm interested. Both.
Everything. Yeah, both. Both. It's basically our guitarist obsessively writes riffs at all times. Like at any given moment, he'll be like, I have 60 riffs, and you're like, why?
Share
and I obsessively, yeah, and I obsessively write lyrics. And so at any given moment, like the guys will be like, do you think you have lyrics for this? I'm like, well, I have 114 options.
Let me search.
Like,
one of them should be good. I'm pretty sure they all sound great. I hope to listen to them, all of them, one day.
Believe me, you don't want to.
Oh.
It's very chaotic.
You don't know what I want. Well, now about the way I met you, or I first heard about you, it was a song together with Stand. It was a very cool idea. It was a Viv's song, Viv's Takahashi from Flower Leaf, together with Stand. But back then I didn't know. I was just following the hashtag female fronted, and it came out on Instagram. So I started following all the singers in there. Yes, because I love supporting other women in music. So I found out about you and was like, oh my God, that's so cool that they added this special flavor to the mix. And I followed the other singers as well. Viv's interviewed me last year, then I did the same, and she nominated you. But how did you meet her, or is it just an online friendship?
I met her at the Femme Festival during the battles in the Netherlands, and she just happened to be in the audience, and she spoke to me after our gig, and she was like, hey! I met a lot of people at the Femme Festival. It was so nice. But yeah. Oh,
yes. I would love to go, but it's far away in Europe. I will go. And, well, that's so nice. I hope you continue doing more collaborations. Now I have a question. I love making videos, but is this your case? Official video clips, how do you feel about them?
It depends on a lot of things. I get very, very, very motivated if something is either very, very, very simple. So if it is very simple, like black and white, as simple and minimalistic as you can get, I'm like, oh, let's do it.
Now
and
we
I
know
also,
what to invite you to.
yes. And I also get very motivated if something is going to be stupid.
You got me?
So,
okay.
Yeah. So if it's a parody,
I'll start thinking
and
about
stupid,
something. Very cool.
Yeah. Like as long as I don't have to do makeup and as long as I don't have to do hair and pretend that I'm some epic female who looks like this, and I'm like, I don't, no.
Oh, but I love your looks. It really works for you. You're rocking the long hair. And also your photographs, you just mentioned black and white. Your Instagram is very monochromatic. It's nice. I can't get to do that. But it's just a matter of taste. It's working very well for you. And I have another question about Metal Female Voices community. I've seen you're an ambassador, but what exactly is your contribution there?
Who knows at this point?
And how can we become part of it?
Oh my goodness, let's make that happen. I'll message Max.
Yeah.
It's just fine. Yeah, it's just communication and communication. So I mostly Oh, I would have done so many different things if there hadn't been a pandemic.
Right. Oh, everyone's case.
Yeah, like I would have loved to, you know, get into festivals, play with different people, and like suggest everyone and hook everyone up with the magazine and move it very organically like that. But for
I've seen
now,
interviews.
yeah. For now, mostly what I am doing is just promoting and helping out in any way that I can. And whenever I get asked by Max to write an article, which is very exciting for me, I do that, which is loads of fun.
Oh, that's so nice. And what about yours? What's your stance on the term female fronted? Do you like it or not?
I don't mind. I don't mind. I would rather be called a female than anything else. Like I'm one of those humans who gets slightly annoyed when people come up to me and are like, "Hey, you're really good for a girl."
Right,
And I'm like, I appreciate the concept, but I would love to see you go up to any dude in metal and specifically say, "You're really good for a boy."
Yeah, they never say that.
It's like, he's either a dude or a man. I'm not a girl. I'm not underage. I appreciate the thought. Call me a female, please. So over the girl, I will take the female any day.
Right.
I do find it a little bit weird, the whole female fronted. Just
Well, what
because,
people
I mean, who
think,
cares?
right, when they hear that. Yes, I really don't mind it either. Probably the main part is that it is not in my language. And it also helped me find so many other wonderful singers. I mean,
Yes.
we need to thank the hashtag. Someone came up with the term, and it should not be offensive. It includes so many styles of music. It is not a style of music, female fronted. So it helps you diversify. So I've listened to your music, Viv's music, Lena Ciceran's music. So different types of music. And that is cool. I mean, that's one type of community we can create. And that's what I love about it. That's why I use the term, but not because I say we are better than men. We are beautiful, but I'm not saying they are not good. Of course, they're great, but so are females. Enough about this. Now, about your vocal coaching. I know you studied classical singing. I know I shouldn't be surprised. I've been learning more and more about singers who scream and have so many studies. You are also one of them. And I think you surprised more than one person when you started the screaming singing, right?
Yeah.
Your family? I don't know.
I think my family were the only people who weren't surprised.
Oh, maybe you were practicing.
Who were
there.
like, yes, that makes sense.
Oh. The other one was the surprising, the classical one.
Yes. I think people were more surprised by classical and were like, "What are you doing up there?"
Right. Oh, you can do it, right?
Yeah.
Because I can.
Yeah.
Who inspired you to try distorted vocals for the first time?
A Greek band called Homo Iratus, who no one knows. But they have this album called Human Consumes Human, and I love that album. And even though the the song that really moved me is not from that album, but they have this one song that's called Dead Upon Conception, which is about abortions. And I was like, oh, yes!
So you found yourself trying it out.
Yeah.
Wow. How was it at first?
Oh, it was loads of fun. Yeah, it just worked. I think it worked because I didn't. This is going to sound really bad. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, and I didn't take it seriously, and so I was kind of making fun of it. But very often, when you make fun of things muscularly, you don't put in extreme amounts of effort, and so it can be a very good way to unlock things quickly.
Could you repeat the name of that song that really moved you so that we can look it up?
Dead Upon Conception.
Okay. I'll ask for the link later, maybe. But thank you. Yeah. That's so interesting to find about your origins, what inspires one, can inspire more. And coming from a lyrical singing formation, how did you discover to growl safely? Because that's mainly my fear. I don't feel like my music needed it so far, but it's interesting to try new things, but I am afraid to hurt my voice. How did you discover to do this safely?
So I fell down the amazing rabbit hole of anatomy, physiology, and research. First of all, I had to find out what produced the sound.
Go to her channel.
Yeah, so once I found out it was the false vocal folds, the second thing that I had to do was find anyone and everyone who utilizes the false vocal folds, because I'm only really interested in sounds that people can make until they're like 80, 90 years old. If you can't do it at that age, I'm not interested in it.
Yeah.
I just want longevity.
Yeah,
and
many singers end up losing their voice because of a bad technique.
Yeah, and because the origins of metal are so young, metal is not the best place to look. So I was like, okay, Mongolian throat singing utilizes the false vocal folds, and you got all the weird grandpas there doing it. So you're like, good.
I was gonna ask where exactly before metal, where can we find this growling or distortion? So besides Mongolian, where else? If you can mention another.
Mongolian throat singing, Inuit singing. Unfortunately, there are accounts of there being that style of singing in Japan, but it apparently died out in the 70s, which is really sad. Oh, I'm like, cries.
Right. And now you became an expert in most of the styles that are being used today, nowadays. So can we talk about what are these options and what happens to the vocal cords in each one of them?
So all distortions are voiced. So the vocal folds are always involved, unless you're making really weird, hollow, breathy sounds, which I would argue you never hear in metal music. You might hear it in some avant-garde experimental stuff, but not really in metal. Your two primary options are the false vocal folds, which is your second set of vocal folds above your vocal folds. And your other option is vocal fry, which is an irregular vibratory pattern of the true vocal folds. I would say that vocal fry is a lot less common in metal. And I would say that vocal fry stylistically belongs to hardcore punk, and it enters metal in a post-Pantera reality, and mostly from the US. So I would say if you really, really want like a standard stereotypical metal sound, false fold should be your priority.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we can search more about this at your channel. And you teach, well, yeah, almost, I think you can teach everything, anything. I saw in your channel you have different programs. You may choose the 1 hour, the half an hour, or the more than one class, right?
Yeah.
Do you have slots? Do you have space for anyone interested right now?
I do have some space. I think I have space for like 2 people, maybe.
It's okay. Call now before it's too late. About these growling techniques, Luis here, he wanted to ask you, what is something you still haven't heard being done? A style.
What is something that I can't do, or something that I don't hear often?
Probably that one, the latter.
Something that I don't hear often is people doing fry with an arytenoid combo distortion, which theoretically is physiologically possible, but I don't hear it much, and I don't know why. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's weird.
How is it done? Because I just heard the name, but what is it about?
So it would be, if you clear your throat violently, if you clear your throat violently, you'll engage your false vocal folds. But if you clear your throat really lightly, like a dinner party, that's your arytenoids. That's not your false vocal folds. And so it would be that kind of vibration alongside your stuff, which
But it allowed
should be possible.
Have both sound at the same time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I would.
Like The Exorcist.
I mean, combo distortions are really common. Like, I would say, if you go on YouTube and you find any tutorials on fry, 9 out of 10 guys are not doing pure fry. They're in a combo of fry underneath and false folds are slightly vibrating above. And that's why it sounds like that. So
I'm getting very curious. We'll have to book a lesson. Also, are these sounds, is it possible to dim them, or is it just one volume of the? Okay. Elyose says mixing. Can you mix what? A little distortion and a little vocal fry, a little distortion. Is it possible to mix them?
Yes. You can mix all distortions. So you can have fry and false fold, fry and arytenoid and epiglottic, epiglottic and fry, epiglottic and false fold. You can mix and match everything. Where things start to become really interesting is when there's a clean tone underneath that is audible. Because if we're looking at a clean tone, most clean sounds that you're hearing, if there is a clean sound, you're either hearing a false fold distortion, a very light false fold, or you're hearing an ariepiglottic distortion. What becomes really fascinating is when we look at a clean sound and there's fry, because a clean sound is generated at the vocal fold level, and fry is also created at the vocal fold level. And the vocal folds can't vibrate in two different ways at the same time. And so when you get a clean tone and fry, there's this question of what on earth is going on physiologically. Is this a diplophonic event? Is it safe? Is it a good idea to do that? Just a lot of questions. Yeah.
And something I'm gonna just bring this question that came to me. Is it true that you don't need to really scream when you are doing these sounds? So it's our normal volume. Because when you see the concerts, you see the singers, you see them, and it looks like they're leaving their throat out there.
Yeah. I would say it depends on the tonal quality. So if you're listening to, let's say, if you're listening to cattle decapitation and you're listening to, sorry, but you're specifically listening to the beginning of forced gender reassignment, that is not loud. So if you want that tonal quality to your false vocal folds, bring it down. If you want the tonal quality that Whitechapel is getting in elitist ones, you might need to up that volume more. Like it'll need to be louder. And then if you get to the point of like Amenra and those kind of screams, you want to be loud. So the volume changes the tonal quality of the distortion a lot.
Yeah. Tobias and Maxat are asking for examples. I don't know which specific ones. I could give them one.
Examples of what? Compare cattle decapitation, forced gender reassignment. So that would be your, where does he start? Brute's Contempt, I think he's there. So if you're at, Brute's Contempt, that's quiet. That is quiet. And like I'm literally, yeah, like I'm in head voice and I'm like, underneath that. I'm literally like, don't give it anything. For the high stuff, when you get to the moves away from the microphone. When you get to the whole, I mean, you'll want to be around a volume 8 out of 10.
Right.
And you will probably want to not have any neighbors.
Yes.
In life. I highly recommend not having neighbors. And then for lower down, so if you're at your, and you're kind of in this area, if you want to make that louder, it'll start changing qualities.
Oh, your cat. Your cat is teaching you how to growl.
Yes, always.
Yes, that can be so funny. And well, wow, thank you so much for all of the examples. I would really love to see you here in Mexico. And your channel is full with lessons. I promise I'm going to watch all of them. I love seeing your cat Selena there.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you ever visited Mexico?
I haven't. I would love to.
We would really love to have you here. Please, if you plan on coming, let me know so we can tour you around. I'm not really a guide, but we can try. And I don't know if you know anything about Mexico besides geography books, but what would you expect to see in this country?
That is a really good question. I guess I would expect to see a version of Greece with more space and larger distances between buildings and generally between everything, and like roads being wider than they are in Greece.
Depends on the city, but yes.
Yeah. I would probably expect people to be friendly and open and communicative and loud. And I would expect to hopefully not see any like Northern European and British reserved weird behaviors where people are like, oh, you shouldn't talk to anyone, you shouldn't touch anyone. It's like, no. I would expect people to be making physical contact with life.
Yes, trust me, it has been so difficult to keep people apart during the pandemic. Because yes, we love physical contact. We speak with our hands.
Of course.
Yeah, and yes, you will find that, lots of it. Any Mexican food you have tried?
I've tried burritos.
I've tried tortillas. I've seen a person have a quesadilla, but I have never tried one.
Oh,
I
with
think it's
cheese or
tacos.
without cheese?
With cheese.
Yes, it should have cheese. Everybody who's watching this, it should have cheese.
But yeah, very, very limited experience with the food. Yeah.
But
I've
so make
only
sure
been-
to try. And I don't know if
I've only been to a
you
Mexican
are-
restaurant like once, and that was in Germany. It was awesome.
German Mexican food. Cool. Well, close enough, I guess. Do you know any Mexican or Spanish speaking musicians besides Mhelyssa?
Let's see. Mexican specifically.
If not,
Woo!
just they sing in Spanish. Or
I
a
don't
song.
think
Maybe you don't remember
so.
the band, but a song. Even if it's
Do I know?
pop. Or
This is
anything.
the time when I feel that I feel like our drummer Rodrigo would come behind me and like hit me on the head with a banana and be like, I play so much music, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I can't remember names of anything.
It's okay.
But no,
Homework.
everything everything that comes to mind is like Puerto Rican, Brazilian, like
At least. in Spanish,
yeah, like not
yes.
Mexican.
Mhm.
Why? What are Mexican bands?
There are some.
What-
Not all of them go to mainstream. I'll send you some, okay?
Thank you, please do. I would love that.
Now, guess what? It's the time for our next game. I hope you're ready. I will read you a phrase, and you have to answer with the first thing that comes to your mind.
Oh my
Again,
God.
don't explain. You only have 5 seconds for each answer. Ready? Let's do this. Favorite cartoon from your childhood?
Rurouni Kenshin.
Food that you cook best?
Rice.
Celebrity crush?
None.
Favorite superhero?
Ant-Man.
Useless
Apparently.
talent?
Oh my God.
Wow!
So useless.
No, so nice. A nervous tick of yours?
I flail a lot. Like with my hands, I flail.
Now we know. A must-have backstage?
Water.
Of course. Country that you'd like to visit?
Fiji. And Japan.
Oh. Favorite hobbit?
No. None.
And hobby?
Dancing.
Okay. Weirdest job you've ever had?
I was dressed up as a chicken on the street, making origami figures.
Can we see that?
No!
I would have loved to show this.
Oh, so would I. It was surreal.
Now, roller coasters, yay or nay?
Nay.
Me neither. Language that you'd like to learn?
Arabic.
Nice. Extreme sport you would practice?
Rugby. It's not extreme. Is it extreme? Is rugby extreme?
They can punch you in your mouth and lose all your teeth.
Like, does it count?
Yes, of course. Favorite non-metal artist?
Good Charlotte.
Favorite musical artist we wouldn't expect you'd like?
Regina Spektor, probably.
Oh, nice. How many instruments do you play? Each set of vocal cords and?
Vocal cords, piano, badly. Drums, badly. Those two, primarily.
Oh, cool. Musical influence.
A lot of punk. Loads of metal. Sabotage are probably my biggest influence in metal. A lot of weird classical stuff. Tchaikovsky and Prokofiev. A lot. Love Prokofiev. I'm here for Prokofiev.
Favorite sport?
I hate sports.
To watch?
So rugby. Rugby and any martial art. Any martial art.
Recurrent dream, if you have any.
Oh yeah. I have recurrent dreams that I am immobilized and kind of tied down on a piece of millimetre paper, which is that weird thing that looks like this, like the squares.
Yes.
I think it comes from mathematics.
Traumatic. Yes.
Yeah. But I see that a lot.
Oh. Series you're watching?
Watching Star Trek at the moment, like all of it from the beginning.
Which one?
All of it.
Cool. Song for the gym?
Anything by Avicii.
Band you'd like to see reunited?
Oh my goodness. Sabotage. Sabotage.
Last song you listened to?
Last song I listened to.
Make it up, make it
God,
up.
I think it was something. No, I think it was something horrible by Harry Styles. The singing was good, but I didn't like the song. But I don't know the name of the song. I didn't like it.
Okay. Thank you. Someone you wish to collaborate with?
Igor. Igor.
Cool.
Yes.
And musical discovery of the year?
Musical discovery of the year. Dead Again. Probably.
How's it spelled?
Oh my goodness. So many things. Dead Again.
Dead Again.
So yeah.
Ooh,
Dead Again.
I'll search
really
about
nice.
it. Never heard it. Well, ding ding ding! You passed with 1,000 points. How does it feel, Aliki? You've been through the games.
Yeah, it's. I learned things again. I need to diversify. I need to diversify in my sports. Rugby is a little bit too omnipresent in my life.
Okay, just open your horizons. And well, congratulations, Aliki, for all the work, all the studies, for never getting bored about this. You always continue creating, for the passion you put into it. We can clearly hear it and see it. I want to invite everyone to follow Aliki, follow 8 Lives Down, watch her, find her official website, which is aliki.katriou.com, and you may book lessons with her. Really, really. And if you are just curious, watch her on YouTube and see her cat. Oh. And well, I want to remind you that I would love to collaborate with you.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Oh, yes.
And although this is always the end of the year for me with the show, but would you like to nominate someone?
Yeah. Noah Grumman, Stardust.
Cool.
Let's make that happen.
Yes, give me her link.
Yeah. Oh, I
yes, and you are nominated. Thank you so much, Aliki. It was so nice to meet you. I send you a huge hug from Mexico here in the warm weather. And I really hope to hear more about you soon. If we can be in person, that would be lovely. Thank you so much. And everyone, I'll see you next week on Sunday with another guest, which is Johanna from Memo Remains, all the way from Finland. Do you know her?
I've never met her. I know of her.
Okay, you're invited to watch our interview, just as everyone else. Thank you so much for sharing this interview, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much.